second divide between youth and maturity, childhood and adulthood, strength and weakness, life and death. Life is vulnerable is the key to its longevity. We are surrounded every day by the exposure to sudden and devastating calamity. Despite all efforts to the contrary, there is no device by which we get immunity from the slings and arrows of outrageous misfortune. Here, in a man in full prime of active life, with all of the strength and vigor of a rounded maturity, disease strikes. He withers and dies quickly, without warning and often premonition. Here is a carefree, happy child, surrounded by all the love that wise devotion and careless rapture can give. A plane crash, both parents perish, and what at 10 o'clock was a child becomes at 10:01 a desolate creature, shunned across the great divide that separates hope from hopelessness, dependence from independence. Thus it goes in one vein, or here is a person for whom all the lights had long since gone out. The way ahead is no way, a sharp, sudden turn in the road, or a chance encounter in the darkness, and everything is changed. Life is vulnerable. Always there is the exposed flank. Sometimes much energy is spent in vain to protect oneself. We try to harden our fiber, to render ourselves safe from exposure. We refuse to love anyone because we cannot risk being hurt. We withdraw from participation in the struggle of our fellows because we must not get caught in the communal agony of those around us. We take no stand where fateful issues are at stake because we dare not run the risk of exposure to attack. But all this is a long last is no avail. The attack from without is missed, and we escape only to find that the life we have protected has slowly and quietly sickened deep within because it was cut off from the nourishment of the great exposure. It is the way of life that it be nourished and sustained by the constant threat, the sudden rendering. Then we welcome each rebuff that makes life smoothness rough. This is Randy LaFall with the Sunday Moment, and I certainly hope you've enjoyed these two readings, and I continue to encourage you to pick up Dr. Thurman's book. As I reminded the listeners before, Dr. King carried Dr. Howard Thurman's book, Jesus and the Disinherited, everywhere he went in his briefcase. And that alone ought to be some impetus at least to open the book and read 2 pages. But nevertheless, peace be with you. Come in peace and go in peace.
In this space, may we all find solace, inspiration, and perhaps a touch closer to the light that beckons within. This is Sunday Moments. Join us as we embark on a spiritual exploration, guided by the luminous words of Dr. Howard Thurman and the insightful voice. This podcast aims to be a compass, a guiding light as we navigate the often murky waters of existence. Here we will celebrate the triumphs of the Spirit, delve into the shadows of doubt, and ultimately emerge a little closer to the understanding the grand orchestra of life's purpose. So settle in, dear listener. Let the worries of the week melt away and allow yourself to be enveloped by the transformative power of Dr. Thurman's words, masterfully interpreted.
On June the 23rd, last night, I attended the BTW Booker T. Washington Mass Reunion, and reunions are all about memories. The Booker T. Washington High School originally was the Elysian Fields Colored School that existed from 1870 to 1954. 1954 is noteworthy because the Supreme Court ruled in Brown versus the Board of Education of Topeka that segregated schools were inherently unequal. The Booker T. Washington School was started from 1955 to 1970, and then the court once again stepped in and ruled that Texas must mandatorily integrate their schools. And so I have memories of segregation and integration, but mostly just about memories and how they can come to us just 2 days afterwards they happen. But memories are always stirring emotions in our lives. Today's reading is from Dr. Howard Thurman's Meditation of the Heart, and reading 20, Memories Crowd Up on Us. Memories crowd upon us, and we look back over the week just past. Many high hopes, many dreams unfulfilled, many blunders made in the sharpness of our anguish. We would turn back the wheels of time and try again. Many joys that were unanticipated, many little graces by which our faith in ourselves and in life is lifted up and strengthened. Much for which we need to be forgiven and much we need to forgive. All around us, our Father, there are reminders of thy presence in our midst, pangs of conscience, a spontaneous impulse to do the kind and gracious thing, the sensitiveness to another's needs, the great burden of anguish which we feel as we look out upon the world. Teach us, O living Spirit, the wisdom to lay ourselves bare to thy scrutiny, that we may reflect thy life in the dark places of our mind, hearts, and desires, that we may know thy courage and the grounds of thy hope for the children of men. This is Randy LaFall with the Sunday Moment. Come in peace and go in peace.
In this space, may we all find solace, inspiration, and perhaps a touch closer to the light that beckons within. This is Sunday Moments. Join us as we embark on a spiritual exploration, guided by the luminous words of Dr. Howard Thurman and the insightful voice